It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, week 7. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
But, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. I remember reading remember the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening. But how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
Looking to throw. Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And out across midfield down to the 45. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did. And what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to touchdown.
CeeDee Lamb
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Cowboys are on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
And they'll begin on the ground with Gainwell.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. This seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And out of bounds right around the 20. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Eagles.
Devontae Smith.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Now Prescott.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw now in his own end zone. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Hurts.
And this is caught. It's Brown. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. To throw is Prescott. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
To the air again, Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different...
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
On 2nd and 7, Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 11 yards for number 11. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best, and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 32-yard line. From the gun, again to Gainwell. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Brown.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Hurts going to keep this himself.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 3 yards there on the play as that'll lead to a 2nd and goal. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Let's go now.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Micah Parsons.
He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
The kick by Elliott is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Looking for Shepard deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's a really good job in execution. They avoided the flag downfield and avoided giving up yardage for free. Really good coverage.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this gonna be on? So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Ready? Hey, smash Bronco!
Throwing is Hurts.
Smith catches left side. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Dallas Goedert, of course, he'll do well in this stadium. He's got a 1st down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Back to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott now.
He'll get this to Elliott. Finding room at midfield.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Final play of the half, Prescott. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect. They'll try and pick up another 1st down.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
Taking it about the 1. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the 1st half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, They've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A quick throw here out to Brown. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Ready, set.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. He'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
On second down, Gainwell looking for space. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Julian Love picks it. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Cut 19! Cut 19!
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the 1st down.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Back to Gainwell here on second down.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Hurts with a quick throw, complete. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Get it.
Sermon will take this one in for an Eagles touchdown. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Dallas, Texas is the spot, 3rd quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10.
Prescott from the gun.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll throw again. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now.
Back to Gainwell here on 2nd down.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league.
And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Here's Sermon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
On the ready. Taking 19. Kennedy Ryan.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day.
Ready.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Gainwell is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive.
Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Elliott, toss right. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another second down. It'll be third.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their third down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on third down.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll run it with Elliott. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Cowboys here unable to convert on fourth down. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell.
Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
CD, it'll go into the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the fourth quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, it was really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And oh, that is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now obviously they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
2nd and 10. Dak going to hand it to Elliott on the option.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
On 3rd down, Elliott.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Elliott now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he is going to be tackled at the 1-yard line. What a mess that was.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On third down, they turn to Sanders. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Sermon now on 1st and 10.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On second down, another shot for Sermon.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia.